Baby, we built this house on memories. Take my picture now. Something till you see.
Was that Panic at the Disco?
Yes.
All right. Well.
TikTok has ruined me, is the short version of this discussion.
Well, we will continue that later on. Hello, the internet.
Hi, internet.
It is that time again where we toast to things. Games, mostly, and stuff. And you're here for what was supposed to be the first of a few special editions, because we have done many Let's Toast Tos that have been lost to the ages, and I recently had COVID, so I went back and re-recorded the game footage, and this was going to be what is the first of a few. Let's toast to the lost levels.
Do do do. Oh shit! I toked too hard to the sun. Close to the sun. I toked too hard to the sun. I'm like Icarus.
Yes. Well, that's what happens, as we all know, when you fuck with the timeline.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, the lost levels. So, starting off on these lost levels was this one. It's called Mixed Up Mother Goose. I don't remember any of the fun facts that I used to have for this shit. But it's a Sierra Sierra game. It's a adventure game. Not so much point and click, and it's made for kids. So unlike other Sierra games, you don't die in them or in it. But the general idea is that Mother Goose, I can't remember, like she got drunk or something, and all her nursery rhymes got all shit out of whack. I mean, this actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is very much of us restoring the timeline. You know, when I talked about messing up the timeline. This game is about restoring the timeline. Huh.
Dun, dun, dun. I have no recollection of this lost episode. I just want that out in the ether.
Okay. So I am toasting with 603 hard seltzer. It is a hard seltzer.
Yes.
It is called 603 hard seltzer because it's made in New Hampshire, and that is New Hampshire's area code. So, Casey, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see the screen. Don't you want to know what I'm toasting to?
I think we already learned what you're toasting to.
Oh, well, the particular vape flavor that I have right now is, it's Heavy Hitters, and I believe it is their OG Kush. I can't remember, though. I could be wrong.
And they say that THC affects your short-term memory. Well, you sure showed them.
Well, being that I looked at the name once and then proceeded to put it on my vape pen and throw the box away, like, let's be impressed that I knew what the brand name was.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As opposed to me, who is drinking alcohol, which, as far as I know, has zero negative effects on body or mind.
Yeah. Record.
All right, let's get started on Mixed Up Mother Goose. Came out in a year. Now, Casey, you get the joy of not having to hear this game. Because this is a very old, like, DOS game.
You could mute it, you know that, right?
No, I'm muting it right now. I don't have to hear it either. But in the final video, people will have to hear it, because when I played it, I had to fucking hear it.
I vaguely remember this opening scream and, oh, my ice cream's here.
Oh.
Give me 2 seconds and I'll be back. I vaguely remember this opening screen, if that helps.
It does help, because it confirms the very thing I said earlier, which is that we did this video years ago.
Alright, I will be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to myself, because it's all boring stuff. I thought you might miss out on something really funny. What Casey might miss out on is the proof that we played this game earlier. When we get to the name screen, which there we go, over there on the left. That was the name that we came up with, and she missed out on it. So here we are. This is me now playing on my own. Got to come up with a name. Something happens while I'm doing this is that I pressed a button wrong, and it kind of auto-selected a name, so we don't actually get a fun name during this scene.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of accidentally just defaulted at Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Now, Casey.
Yeah?
What you missed out on?
Jack and shit, I imagine?
No. No.
Her name is Chris?
The name is Chris. That was just an accidental default. But this is because I was starting a new game.
Mm-hmm.
But our old saved game is still in that memory.
Okay, so you just resurrected that one.
No. This is a new game. But what you missed out on was us being able to pick our old character. Or original character, I should say. You had just guessed Jack and shit, I believe. That was incorrect. So why don't you give 2 more guesses as to what we originally named the character?
I want to say cunt.
So close.
Bitch.
Well, let's go back to cunt. You were instead of saying so close. Hold on. Instead of saying so close, you were half right.
Cunty McCunterstein?
No. So 1 more guess.
Cock juggling thundercunt?
You're using way too many characters. I think there's about an 8-character limit, so let's go with... No.
What was her fucking name? I don't remember.
It was Cunt Fart.
Right.
Alright. And so now here's the game. Like, literally, this is the whole game. Is our adorable little child, Chris, has to find items and bring them back to situations to make the nursery rhymes.
Okay, I would have said that was Little Boy Blue.
What? I don't even know if Little Boy Blue is in this one.
I just lost my ice cream.
But, other than that, we have things to discuss. Well, God, this boring fucking game is going on. Like, it's, trying to think of...
It's only been like 5 minutes and you're like, this boring fucking game's on. Like, there was no cuts.
Well, keep in mind, I did have to play through it, and at this point in the playthrough, I had not gone to the,
Liquor store?
Well, had not gone to... No, in the game, had not sped up the walking animation yet. So it is very slow-paced. And also, the walking cycle has a really weird timing. So one of the things you're going to see a lot are these, like, pauses or, like...
Like there?
That, no. This is a... Or, I guess... Yeah, no. No. That was one. But, like, these weird pauses where, like... The character like walks into an object and then freezes for a little bit, like here. And that's because like the walking cycle hasn't finished yet. So you're just stuck going in whatever direction. It's like 2.5 steps. It's really
Fucking
weird.
weird.
But this is the game. You walk around this weird fucking world and try to match up object. Like I just picked up a knife. So I have to.
There's a knife on the floor.
There we go. We got this guy's looking for some Christmas pie. There we go. So I got to find the owner of the knife and give him the knife. You know, that nursery rhyme.
It's gonna be the farmer's wife.
Is it though?
Yes, because she cut off the 3 blind mice's tails with a carving knife.
Ah. But it was Hickory Dickory Dock was where we picked up the knife though.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but that's different than 3 blind mice. That's not the same. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock struck 1, the mouse came down, Dickory Dock.
3 blind.
3 blind mice, see how they run. They
Oh,
ran after the
I don't know.
wife.
I
She
don't.
cut up their tail with a carving knife. You've never seen such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice.
Is that a Mother Goose rhyme?
Yes.
I honestly don't know if that one's in the game. But we have other things to discuss.
Well, then what other nursery rhyme has a fucking knife in it?
Well, you'll see.
It's Jack Sprat could eat no fat, his wife could eat no lean. Between the posts, they look.
Yep. Hey, spoiler alert. Come on now. So, hey, Casey.
Yeah.
Read any books lately?
I know what you want to talk about. What I started that you sent me.
Yeah.
I'm 16 pages in, so you sucks to sucks.
What's it called?
Life, love, masturbate.
Live, laugh, masturbate?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Is it
It is not good.
Isn't it though? How? Oh, here's a cutscene that we're actually looking at.
Because you got his stick that he's.
I got his candlestick. Jack be nimble.
Jack be quick. Jack took over the candlestick.
Yep, and it actually plays the music as well, or the melody, I guess would be more accurate. That the nursery rhyme goes to. But there we go. Now you notice, I noticed, the nursery rhyme doesn't mention him burning his ass and going into the river. So I feel like that was a weird artistic license. But similarly, and this does occur in the game, it never mentions that Humpty Dumpty's an egg.
Yeah.
You know. Any hoozle. So you said Live, Laugh, Masturbate was a great book that you read lately.
Well, Zoot, I know it's your favorite novel.
It's not a novel. It's not my favorite. But I did read it. And
Inflicted it on me.
I warned you. So let's do some backstory here.
You showed up to my house like a fucking turd, too.
First of all, you kind of requested it.
I did.
Second of all, you were warned.
I was.
But I've been reading a lot lately, and I tried to start a book club. It's called The Bookshelf at the End of the World. As of right now, I'm the only member. But I post about the books that I read. And not too long ago, I read a book called Pussy, King of the Pirates by Kathy Acker. And I genuinely recommend that one. And then not too long after that, how should I put this? I'm going to do my best impression. There's this trend going around TikTok where you grab the nearest book you're reading and turn to page 30, and the first line describes your sex life.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Well, I mean, there are multiple ones like that, but yeah.
Okay. Well, the really nasally annoying one that I heard is the one that I was trying to imitate. So I grabbed the book, which was Pussy King of the Pirates. Go to page 30. And the first line was something along the lines of, so she taught them to do that, and then all the whores started to masturbate regularly.
Nice.
Oh, here's Hickory Dickory Dock. But
Mouse ran up the clock.
Yep. So then a friend of mine made a comment about that because I posted it, and like made a joke about me like teaching whores to masturbate. So I was like, I didn't really have an idea lined up for the next book that I was going to read for my book club. So I went on Amazon, went onto the Kindle store, because I don't really read physical books anymore. And I typed in the word masturbate.
And that's what came up?
Well, that was one of the things that came up. There was a free book called On Masturbation, Some Thoughts on the Science of Onanism by Mark Twain, which apparently Mark Twain gave a speech about masturbation. Haven't read it yet. That's what that book was about. That one's free, by the way. It's probably a fuckload better than the one that I ended up reading.
Well, yeah, it's Mark Twain.
But the one that I found is called Live, Laugh, Masturbate. Has the subtitle of Words That Take on More Significance with Each Passing Year. Is that what it says?
Something like that.
Yeah. I have shared the title of this book. I am not going to tell you the author.
You can find it.
If you
hate
fucking
yourself.
hate exactly. Thank you. Yeah. Turned out to be the worst thing I think ever. Just ever. I hate this book. From top to bottom, from cover to cover. And I think I said, I don't know if I said this when I posted about it, or if I said it in a message to you or told somebody else. This book...
You posted it. That you, it made you regret ever learning how to read.
Yes. No, I did post that. That's not what I'm thinking of. This book makes you root for childhood cancer.
I think you did message me that, and that was the thing that got me to go, okay, I have to read it now.
Like, this is about, like a memoir, I guess you would call it.
That was a memoir.
Yeah. Of a guy who had cancer at 9 years old and overcame it, survived, and it came back when he was, what, 21-ish?
Something like that.
20-ish? And he survives that as well. And both times, when you read the in-betweens, you know, these essays, basically, that he writes. You really wish that the cancer had won. Like, he is the worst person. And I don't even know how to, like, really capture. So prior to this recording, I had posted about this book on social media. One of those social medias being the bookshelf at the end of the world on Instagram, which you can look it up. It's I can't remember the acronym. But if you acronymize bookshelf at the end of the world,
it'll.
that's the Instagram
You'll
page.
link it down below.
No, I probably won't. You asked me to do a lot in these videos.
That's because you're the only person with the talent for it. I'm just pretty. And besides, I'm busy with my TikTok.
You are very active on TikTok, actually.
That's because I get really bored at work sometimes, and so it gives me something to do.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think I'm going to start doing skits.
I think you'd be really good at that. But, so, let me just read... I'll just read, actually, some of the most... I mean, God, this fucking guy. And he used a pen name. And one of the things, going back in my head, reading this, because a lot of the stories he tells is about him trying to have sex with women and, like, failing, and then getting mad at the women because of his own ineptitude. So, like, there's stories of him, like, laying in bed with a woman and not making a move, and then the woman's like, I don't think this is gonna work out, and then the rest of the fucking chapter is him being like, well, why the fuck did she lead me on? And it's like, you're reading it and going, well, she fucking didn't. You didn't move when, like, the volley was in your court and you didn't take the move. And she was like, I don't want to be his substitute mother. So, let's go through. I'm just gonna actually read just the most cringeworthy
lines
quotes.
in it.
Yeah. So, completely out of context. Quote, I don't know when I became so vain, always concerned with my appearance, like a lady.
Mm.
Or, this is a foot. Oh, this is another thing about the fucking. And this is why I kind of wish you had read the book. It's because I wanted to ask if these footnotes throughout
the footnotes are so fucking annoying because of how, like, I read footnotes, especially.
Yeah. Well, in an ebook, you have to click on it.
Yeah, you sent me a physical copy.
I know you have the physical copy. I say physical.
It's, like, oddly shaped, too. Like, you know how some paperbacks are, like, bigger than the standard paperback?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it's, like, fatter than those. Oh. Like, it's even the, like, printing is terrible.
So, I don't know if you got to this part, but... Oh, so he was, like, 29 when his cancer came back, now that I'm looking at the notes. And
you took
there's...
notes.
Well, this is where the quote came from, and I'm seeing where it came from. He says he's telling his friends. Like, what makes it really fucking bad is that there's the potentiality of some introspection. So he has cancer as a child, and he talks about that experience. Then he has cancer as an adult, and he talks about that experience. And you would like to think, and he does actually compare the two. Like, what's it like when you have your parents, or I think his mom specifically, who's in charge of everything, versus, oh, I figured out how to speed up the animation in the video.
Woohoo!
Yeah, makes it a little more bearable. Versus being an adult and having to handle all of the aspects of a cancer diagnosis. And he addresses one of the things of, who do you tell? And it's a very serious thing. Like, who do you tell? That you have a cancer diagnosis versus who does a parent tell that their child has one? Right? That's some heavy shit that, like, could be worth talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Here is how our adult author fucking tackles this issue. Is he tells a female friend of his that he has cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't going to at first because that friend is also already dealing with, like, a family member who maybe also has cancer or is very ill. And he's kind of torn up whether he should put that pressure on her or not. And then he finally decides to tell her. And this is the quote. She cried and hugged me. And I felt good that I told her. Partially because her giant boobies rested majestically on my shoulder with each hug. Huh?
I'm not even... I'm gonna go with... Zoot. Which is better? Us talking about Batman and his complicated relationships with the Bat family? Or Masturbation Guy?
Well, I mean, Casey.
Yeah.
After I had posted these quotes, you did leave the comment of, OMG, I want to borrow this train wreck. And then when I told you... And then when I told you you couldn't because I had downloaded it on my Kindle, you responded with, oh my god, please. So, I have to ask you, did you think I was gonna send you my Kindle?
No, there's actually a way where you can share books with your friends on Kindle.
Can you really?
There used to be. I don't know if you can still do it, because Amazon, but...
Oh, yeah.
That does not surprise me.
Yeah. I knew what you meant.
But, yeah, no, it showed up on my door. That was after you said, you messaged me with, this makes you root for childhood cancer. Because you sent it to me.
Yeah, well, because you didn't know about the Kindle borrowing thing, but yeah, like...
Yeah, so it showed up on my doorstep, like I said. Like, somebody was like, Like, usually my Amazon guy will, like, stack it up, like, lay it up nicely against the house. It was literally on the middle of the porch. Like, a cat had come up and taken a shit right on my yard. Like, it was...
I think I have the delivery photo that I might be able to cut into this.
Like, it was really funny.
And you only made it 16 pages in.
Yes, because I ended up starting a side project.
Yes, you did mention that, and I did not ask what it was, because I wanted you to say it on the video.
It's kind of a bummer, but okay. Okay, so...
It's not going to be worse than the book.
So you know how I'm on TikTok a lot, and I
Yes, you
followed
are.
a lot of native TikTok and
Naked?
native, like,
Oh.
indigenous Americans.
Yes.
They and I don't know why this linked in my head. I got to thinking about the kids that they were finding, the bodies of the kids at the residential schools.
Oh man, like trigger warning. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I started...
Was that... No, because I'm not 100% on top of that, but I do remember that primarily being in Canada.
Yeah, well, okay,
And
they
it
were in both.
was...
Canada's the only one actually looking for those kids.
Okay.
I don't think
was
we've
it...
started. It was a Catholic church that ran those
right,
schools.
but it was like 50... Was it... I mean, it was pretty horrific. It was like 50 schools and like 2,000 kids.
Oh, it's more than that now, but yes.
It is, okay.
Because they're still pulling kids up. Like, it's horrific.
Right. So it was all these indigenous children in Canada.
Yeah, so I started, like, looking up the schools and, like, information on it, and, like, I was seeing these names of the schools, like the Sacred Heart, and all of these different, like, really Catholic statements or names. And for those who are not in the know, like, my grandmother was almost a nun. I know a lot about Catholicism and their iconography, and Catholicism has some really striking iconography. And so what
do you mean?
Like, the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
I know the Mountain Goat song.
Okay, so the Sacred Heart of Jesus is a heart covered in thorns and on fire.